gave you relocation tips the other time and hopefully they were helpful to you. This video is about what you have to do upon arrival in the country you have relocated to. My name is Priscilla Kumar, registered nurse based in the US. I come from Ghana. Thanks for watching and thanks for sticking by. Watch the video to the end, subscribe, hit the notification button, and you would not regret it. Yes, you won't. Okay, so the very first thing, I believe you would have sorted out your accommodation before leaving your home country to the new place you're moving to. In sorting out your accommodation, you might want to look for an Airbnb, a short stay place, a short let place, a hotel for a meantime before you navigate the environment and find out where is best to live, considering safety factors, access to your job and school and all that type of stuff. So work out your accommodation. So in getting the accommodation, you have a home address or a mailing address, so that every document comes to that address of yours. Upon arrival, you need a SIM card. You need to have the network to be able to make phone calls. So the very first thing upon arrival is getting a SIM card, getting a working phone, and you'll be able to receive calls and make calls because you're going to be making a lot of phone calls, trust me. You're going to be calling to register certain things and all, and you need people to call you back on those numbers. So accommodation, SIM card, very, very important. Depending on the type of visa you came with, you would have to do certain travel documentations. The immigration process doesn't end there. You have to mailing things out. They'll be mailing things to you. So you need an active mailing address. You can't keep changing your address back and forth. You miss certain important documents in the mail. So you need an active, consistent mailing address. And when you finally relocate and settle in your home or where you want to be, you need to notify them of a change of address so that you will not miss any important documents in the mail. Yes. For America, you need Social Security card. For America, you need to register for a Social Security card as soon as you arrive. I think it is called SIN in Canada. So you need that Social Security number that is unique to you. You have to protect that number with your life. You cannot give it to anybody. You cannot leave it anywhere easily for anybody to use. People will take it and work, and that's identity theft. They will take it and use your Social Security number to work in your name. So be very protective of that number as soon as you get it. Keep it somewhere safe. Keep the card at home and keep the code in your head, or keep the code in your mail somewhere very safe. Do not share that Social Security number with anybody. If you are coming for school, your accommodation might be provided already before you arrive. So you have to do school documentations, register and all that stuff before you can start schooling. So depending on the type of visa you've come on, work visa or schooling visa or travel visa, there are some documentations you have to put in place. Make sure you are current and do those requirements as soon as you arrive. You also have to open a bank account. You need a bank account because you're going to be working. Money will be going in there. You're going to be schooling. You're going to be getting some stipend, and you need a bank account to be able to do transactions. And it also serves as some sort of security. Some forms you might be feeling will require it to show that you're committed to stay in that country and you have certain documents. For instance, when I was going to get my driving license, you needed to put, I think, 3 or 5 different documents together. Your passport, the visa in the passport, your Social Security number, a bank account. I think those I had to put together to score a certain point to be able to qualify to take the driving test before you get a driving license in America. So open a bank account upon your arrival. It is very important. Try as much as possible to secure a health insurance card. I mentioned that you do a whole health checkup before you leave your country to relocate. But upon arrival, get a health insurance card as soon as possible and start contributing towards it. Sickness does not inform you before it comes. It happened to me before. I was in between jobs and my insurance issue was lingering and all. I had to buy a private insurance to take care of my bills, and that didn't come cheap at all. It was over $2,000. So as soon as you enter the country, read about their healthcare system and get a reasonable health insurance that will cover most important things of your life, and you contribute towards it so that when you need it, you'll be able to benefit from it. Sometimes when you arrive fresh like that, you have the health insurance, it might not cover a lot of things because you haven't contributed towards it. So read about all their health insurance requirements, the policies, and choose the one that best suits you. Very important. Also, begin to find a hospital and register with them. It takes 3 months, 5 months, and above to get a doctor. All the doctors are always booked and busy, and they are not taking new patients. Make sure as soon as you touch down, get health insurance, get a doctor, register there. You are going to wait a long time before you get in. Trust me, I waited for close to 4 months before I got in because the doctor was not taking new patients. So register ahead before sickness comes, because sickness is not going to tell you when they are coming, obviously. So find a doctor, register yourself. If you're traveling with family, kids, register all of them, get them insurance, health insurance, register all of them, and you wait for the waiting period. You don't just get up and go to a hospital, especially in a developed Western countries. You have to wait in line before you get a doctor. The doctors are booked, and one doctor follows the patient throughout their whole life until they drop dead. So they don't take new patients easily. That is something I did not know. That was one of my culture shocks. You don't just get up and show up in any doctor's place. You have to wait in line for months before you get in. If you're getting pediatrician for your kids, get them now, because they look after the kids till the kids are 18 or 21 based on the country you are and the age before they become adults. So get those things and wait in line. I cannot emphasize that enough. Your health is important. There are urgent cares, there are clinics, outpatient places you can walk in when you have little bruises, injuries, and stuff. But you need to register. Get a doctor, get a hospital, be a patient in one of the facilities. It is very important to get a driving license, especially if you are going to stay in the country you just moved in. Along the line, you would have to be driving someday in some form of way. So work towards getting a driving license. If you already drive in your home country, come and learn the driving in the new country, because the driving rules are different, the road signs are different. Learn it, polish up, go take the road test, get a driving license. That license or that card serves as another form of identification for you. Anywhere you go, especially in the US, when they're asking of a national ID, driving license is part. So if you have that, that is also something that is good in your books. So work towards getting the driving license. If you're in a busy city where they use a trams, train, subway, and all that, not everybody knows how to drive. I know a lot of people who live in New York City who don't know how to drive. But if you're in the suburbs, where the transport system is not great, you would have to learn how to drive. So getting a driving license is good. I understand others have international driving license that help them to drive across countries, but it depends on the country you are going into. And also some countries drive on the left side, some drive on the right side. So if you're coming from a left-sided country that drive on the left side, you have to learn now to adjust to driving on the right side and the road signs and all. So have it in the back of your mind to learn how to drive, even though the train might be there, the tram might be there, the subways might be there. You never know when you'd have to drive somebody to the hospital and there's a car available and you cannot drive, or when something happens to a family member of yours at night and there's a car and there's no driver and you cannot drive. Driving is a tool, it's a life skill you need to have if you have the opportunity. Make sure you have a driving license. Get a credit card. Credit card is very good. Unfortunately, some people don't know about that and didn't know about that early, so they couldn't get a credit card. This applies mainly to America. I live in America, so I can only tell you best about where I live, and you can relate better because it's coming from somebody who lives in that situation. Get a credit card, build a credit. Anytime you get a credit card, you use a credit card to buy stuff, you're building credits. And when you build a credit and you have a good credit card score, you have a good credit score, then you can buy bigger things. If you want to buy a house, they're going to run your credit score and see how good your credit score is. That qualifies you for a loan, qualifies you for a mortgage to be able to buy a house. If you want to buy a car, they'll run a credit score on you to make sure that you buy things on time and you pay the debt on time. And whilst buying and paying the debt, you are building points, credit score that would help you in buying bigger things in the future. You're coming from you're coming from a country where you don't know anything about credit cards, you don't know anything about building scores, and you end up buying everything and paying cash outright. You're doing yourself harm than good. So you need to read and learn about the credit card score system and start from the get-go. Upon arrival, get a credit card, start buying things with the credit card, especially if you have, you arrive, you open a bank account, you have a job, the job pays your money in your bank account. You're able to lace that credit card to the bank. You run the two together so that when you're buying things, you're using the credit card to pay. So the credit card is just a card they give you loaded with money. You use to buy things as you go, and you have a date to pay it. Let's say your credit card, you have to pay 15th of every month. So you use it to buy, and 15th of this November, you pay. Or 15th of this December, you pay. Every 15th of the month, you pay. Make sure you pay on time. Don't let it be overdue before you pay. Don't be late on paying your credits. That goes against your points. You have a very good credit card score of 700 and above. It's very good. If you want to buy a house, it comes easy. Some people didn't know that. They bought things with cash for several years, and now they want to buy a house and they don't have a good credit card score, or they don't even have a credit card at all, because where they come from, you buy with cash, pay and go your way. So the whole credit card system is all new and foreign to them, and they wasted all these years not knowing they had to do that. Upon arrival, shop basic supplies. Shop things like food, toiletries, warm clothing or cold, something for the summer depending on season you arrive, or something for winter depending on when you arrive. As I said, when you're packing a baggage, check the weather and pack things for both weathers if you are going to a place where the weather is different, so that you are not now coming to use the little money you have on you to be shopping here and there. And shopping can be addictive. Shopping can be addictive. You go to the store and see all these beautiful clothing and shoes and bags and makeup. You intend to go and buy just a scarf. You leave the shop and you bought 10 bags of different things. So get just what you need. Settle down. Get a job. Manage your finances before you start going shopping spree. You need to stay focused. You need to stay focused. Also, keep in touch with the family and friends that are important in your life, and those are also going to help you navigate and settle down. You feel very homesick sometimes, but thanks to technology, you can call them on FaceTime, call them on WhatsApp, Skype, Zoom, Viber, see and talk to them. Because you're in a foreign land, you don't know anybody, and it's boring when you're not in school or you're not at work and you're at home. It's very boring. So stay in touch with people who will help you settle down. Share your story. Discuss with friends who have also relocated. Share ideas. Try new things. Try new things. Don't be stuck in your ways. Try different foods. Try different activities. Snowballing and try different foods. Try different foods. Try different activities, so that you will be able to adjust. Interact with the natives. Interact with people who come from there. Learn their culture. Share your culture with them. Mingle, have an open mind, be able to try different things. It makes your life easier. With time, you make friends. With time, you learn how the system works. With time, you learn the culture and the things that you need to know and do. If you don't interact, you're never going to learn anything. You'll be living in a country, but you will not have that country in you. I don't know whether that's making sense, but you'll be in the country, but because you don't mingle, you're still living like where you're coming from. So interact with people, share cultures, learn, and with time, you'll be able to have the experience to share your experience with other people as well and guide them. Before I forget, one important thing also, look for schools for your kids before you arrive. That comes with choosing the neighborhood that you want. Certain school districts are not good, so if you want to, you have to live in that area for your kids to go to school in that school district. So you have to ask around and read around and make sure that you choose the school district that is good and live around that place, so that your kids will have access to good educational system. You cannot live somewhere and take your kids to another school district. It's very illegal. People do it. They carry their kids and go and drop them at certain bus stop and let them catch the bus and drive there to pick them up. But kids can betray you. They can go and say, I live here, and investigations will be done. It's illegal. So when choosing the neighborhood, initially you might just let them go anywhere for now until you find your footing before you choose a good school district for your kids. It's very important. Thanks for watching. The name is Priscilla Kuma. Hope this has been helpful. And as we prepare for the festive seasons, take care of yourself. The world is getting scary. There are so many things going on. Protect your peace, protect your sanity, and be positive always. Love.